It's been a while since the last beta test for Godforge, but Fateless has been incredibly busy lately, putting some final polishing touches on the game so that it's ready for alpha release. I know that Simon has been talking about on the Hell Hades channel a lot of the things, and also on the Fateless channel, I should say too, a lot of the things that they have to do to get the game ready for release so that people can play it in early access. And I'm super excited about the game. As someone who hasn't really played a lot of Raid Shadow Legends, this is kind of a game that I'm super interested in. I have spent a little bit of time in Raid recently, kind of getting prepared for the way this game is going to play. And I also had a chance to participate in a couple of the closed beta tests as well for the game. So super excited about the game. I got a lot of friends who are looking at playing it as well. And I've been trying to follow some of the top YouTubers who have been trying to make content for the game despite not being able to play it. I know that a couple of people like Ragewood have a lot of recordings that they've made during the beta, and also are just kind of going off of some of the Hell Hades content that's out there and some of the Fateless videos that they're putting out. Haven't really wanted to wade in until now, but I definitely want to start making a few teaser videos and covering the game, because I'll definitely be jumping into play the second that I can get my hands on the early access version of it. So today what I wanted to do was jump over to the website, because there is something, it's been going on for a couple of weeks now, but Godforge Quest has been released. So it's just a fun way. Let's go ahead and flip over. And it's just a really fun way to get the community engaged, I think, and kind of give you some resources to start out with your account if you're part of the early access crew. So there's a few things that you can do, and you're kind of building a starter reward pack for your account. Kind of a novel concept. You don't see too many people doing something like this where they're actually giving you a buy-in stake to the game in a way that's very tailored to your playstyle and allows you to kind of get a big head start on people. And if you are a non-spender, this is a must. You need to be doing Godforge Quest. If you haven't started, go ahead and start now. I don't know the exact cutoff for how long this is going to last, but I do know that you're gonna need 20 days of logging in once you create your account, so that you can get access to the hero that you're going to have access to. And obviously, the longer that you are doing these quests, the more Aether you're going to be able to gather, and the more nice, like solid legendary weapons and imprints and things you're going to be able to get for your account. So just want to go through, give you a quick rundown of how this works. Again, it's a fairly simple. As I said, you're going to be building your starter rewards for Godforge. So they do have a premium perks pack that you can purchase. I think it was about $10 US, and it's going to give you access to a few additional things. You're going to have, like, just if you don't use the premium perks, you're going to have the ability to summon twice a day, 2 10-pack summons for a character of your choice. But if you get the premium perk, you're going to have 4 more 10 pulls per day. You're also going to get 2x your normal mission speed here on the quest. You're going to get a 3rd mission slot. So if you don't buy the premium perks, you only get 2 mission slots, which is still enough to get a lot of Aether. And then you're also going to get 30% chance to double a mission reward, which is really, really cool. You'll be able to see that in the mission selection screen here. You can click the question mark, and it's going to give you a little bit more information on some of the things that you're going to get access to that we just talked about. But the other cool thing that you're going to get with the premium perks is a locked item. So you can lock one weapon or imprint, preventing that item from leaving the daily rotation and keeping it permanently available. So if you see something in the weapons or imprints that you have your eye on, or that you know you want to go for, you can go in and lock that. So I, for now, have decided to lock in Aten, which is a legendary weapon. It's going to have a passive ability, damaging debuffs inflict an additional percentage increase in damage. I thought that one was really nice for the account. And I know Huntress is one that people talk about a lot as well. It's pretty good on the epic side. But at any rate, so for your weapons, you can lock in one of these guys, so your legendary or epic, whichever one you'd like. If you're a free-to-play player and you don't do the additional perks, it might be a little bit more difficult to go for these high Aether ones, but you should still be able to easily lock in an epic. And you can click lock if you don't want something to leave the rotation. Now, obviously, if you switch this, it's going to take away the one that you had selected, so you got to be careful of that. But make sure that you pick one that you don't want to leave as you're kind of playing through each day. So we can kind of exit that, and if you go back in, you can see that basically what you can do is, once you have the Aether to purchase something, you can go ahead and choose the one that you want, and then maybe pick a secondary one just in case, as you're kind of like cycling through these. Same thing with the imprints. We can switch over there, and you can kind of look through and figure out. I haven't decided which one I want to go for, but you do have rare imprints here as well, so a little bit cheaper on the Aether side of things. But again, if you're a non-spender, you're not going for that premium perk pack. Might be reasonable to think that you could get an epic imprint and an epic weapon, and then hopefully you can try to get one of these legendary characters with the summons that you have. So that's that. They do also have this set of portraits you can get. They're kind of more of an aesthetic thing. My understanding from Fateless is that these will not be available to anyone after the alpha releases, so be mindful of that. Only the people who are doing Godforge quests are going to get their hands on these portraits. Kind of a cool thing, to like a throwback to say, hey, I was part of the initial setup for the game. So I really like those. Don't know which one of these I would choose, but they do cost 5,000 Aether. And again, if you only get 10 to 12,000 Aether before this is over with, you want to be focusing on your weapon and imprint. Do not spend Aether on this unless you have the additional available. And one thing that I want to point out here is it does look like there's a cap on Aether, which makes sense. Obviously, if you get the maximum amount, you'll be able to afford one legendary weapon, one legendary imprint, and the 5,000 Aether portrait, as well as your hero. We don't have any summons available, unfortunately, as I'm making this video, so you won't get to see that, but you can experiment for yourself if you sign up for Godforge Quest. Like I said, I'm going to have 6 more of these in about 4 hours. Definitely going to keep trying to cycle through and see what I can get, but I am super excited to have Loki at a bare minimum. I'm going to have a few more days to try to figure out if there's another one available. Probably not realistic to expect more than 2 or 3 legendaries if you're really trying to cycle through all this. There is a ranking system here, so it's pretty simple. Scion ranks, you can see rank 1, you just get 1x Aether, all the way up to rank 6, where it's 1.875x on your Aether, so 87.5% increase. Really nice for trying to get as much Aether as possible. There are quick, medium, and long mission durations. Some of those quick and medium ones, if you're willing to pay attention a little bit more during the day and you have that ability, definitely going to give you a lot more resources. I guess if you kind of compound them over time and you're able to keep clicking through. For me, I have been settling on the long missions. Some of them are a little bit more inefficient, but if you know you're about to go to sleep, you kind of have no choice but to choose those. So I'll pick those, and every time I wake up in the morning, I'll go ahead and clear those out and get a few more going. I did notice recently that there was this crazy mission that you could do where it was like a dragon mission. I forget the name of the dragon, but it's kind of like a limited time mission. It's going to give you a ton of additional resources. So it does pay off for you to be coming back here and checking as much as possible. I really like the way they've set this up. And like I said, it's just a kind of fun little way that you can be involved and get access to some things before you start out your account. Highly recommend that you go over and do this, and I will look forward to talking to you in a new video. I'm going to try to figure out a way to cover some of the important elements of the game and aspects, and maybe talk about some champions before we get into early access. But if I'm not able to do that, definitely recommend that you go look at Ragewood Gaming's channel. Again, he's got a ton of coverage on pretty much everything you could ever want to know about the game. He's been around since the very beginning of the beta stages and just has a ton of knowledge about all these characters. So I've got a lot of catching up to, I think, admittedly. But I will see you in the next video.